In this video, we're going to go over the second paycheck for the month of September for my husband and myself. It is a little late in the month, but we did not get paid until later because in August we got paid like on the last day. So if you don't know, my husband and I get paid bi-weekly and we get paid around the same time. I like to say around because I get paid on a Thursday. He gets paid on a Friday. So we're going to go ahead and budget that income out. And if you don't know, we do zero-based budget. So you're going to see all the numbers until we get to zero. Now, my husband's paycheck is a little lighter for this paycheck because my husband does get paid hourly. He's not on salary. So his income is based on how long he is actually working. So we're going to get into that. But before we do, if you don't know, my name is Mo. Welcome to Paper by Mo. I try to post every Tuesday. Sometimes I try to post a little more if I have more things to tell you. So you're probably not going to get this on a Tuesday. Also, I post a blog post every Sunday on paperbymo.com and it goes live at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm just sharing my ideas, things that work for me financially, things I could be doing, something that my husband and I are doing, maybe saving, paying off debt, all the things. So this most recent Sunday blog post was how to use the last 3 months of the year to prepare for financial success. Now, this goes hand in hand with my new challenge that I just put out. It is called the Last Quarter Challenge. This is available for purchase on paperbymo.com. You guys are going to see this in my videos because I'm going to do a weekly update. Now, this challenge is from October to December. So the last quarter, October, November, December. I'm super excited because I have a problem with consistency. I'm being honest, okay? And challenges can be challenging. So that is what's available on paperbymo.com. Also, if you're on your financial freedom journey, like I'm on my financial freedom journey, and you like sinking fund videos, saving videos, paying off debt videos, tracking your income, paycheck budget videos, any of those sorts, and you haven't joined the community, make sure you join this community by clicking that subscribe button and stay tuned. Okay, so first things first, this is my budget planner, this budget binder here. I love saying that just to let you know you too can have a budget planner. It doesn't have to take a lot of money or a lot of effort, a binder and some sheets. This is the paycheck sheet we will be using. I'm going to go ahead and open my budget planner and I'm going to take out a little bit more sheets for September because I write hard and I write to the side and I just want some cushion when I write. Coming up very soon is October, so we will be doing our October budget. But first things first, we gotta budget the money that we already have coming in or came in. I try my best to show you guys and budget, make sure my husband and I budget before we get the money, because when the money comes, woo, okay, it's hard not to touch it. I'm just being honest. Okay, so I'm gonna be using a Skillcraft pen. I got these for my job. Love this pen. Oh my gosh, it writes so good. Love it. Okay, so this is going to be paycheck number 2. And really fast, I just want to get the date for when the paycheck was supposed to hit so we can make sure we're on the money. So the 26th of September, okay? And I know the sun's coming in really bright. I apologize, but the lighting is good. Look at the Lord's light, y'all. Okay, so we're going to put 0920. Oh gosh, 0926, and let's just put 2. So we'll wipe this out. Look at me. Look at me. Okay. Shout out to Whiteout. So this is paycheck number 2. Okay. So again, because my husband and I are zero-based budgeting, I like to try to start with see if there's anything we already had in our accounts. And because we zero-based budget pretty well and we end up with $0, okay, we're going to be starting off with 0. Now, this is a budgeted amount, but this is pretty accurate because we already have the money in our account. So we're going to do my full-time and then we're going to do O's full-time. I think we usually do my husband's first, but I get paid salary, so mine's is pretty consistent. So it's $3,079.71. And like I said, in the introduction, my husband's paycheck was a little lighter just because he worked, he was able to get off early, which is good, right? So he can come home, but when you get off early and you get paid hourly, you don't bring as much. So he ended up bringing $1,767.52 back for the 2 weeks. So let's add it up. $3,079.71. $3,079.71 plus $1,767.52. So we brought in a total of $4,847.23, which we are grateful for. $4,847.23. Okay. Now we're going to go to our fixed expenses. Our fixed expenses for my husband and I just means our bills. Now, when we say fixed expenses, that's supposed to be numbers that do not change. But like in our first paycheck, we include things like our electricity, which obviously fluctuates. So fixed expenses is subjective. Okay. It is subjective. Just want to make sure, because lately I have been forgetting. In August, when I closed out August, forgot one of the bills, right? I think it was car insurance. But because my husband and I, we have a bill checking account, it was okay because we had money left over in that account. So we didn't lack. But we don't want to do that too often because eventually you won't have any money left over. So I'm just looking at this: water, internet, sewage, phone, his loan, my loan, life insurance, gym, electricity. Okay. Yeah. So basically my husband and I, we take our rent amount and we split it between both the checks, because usually we get only 2 checks a month. So every now and then, really 2 times a year, we get 3 checks a month. And August was our 3 check month period. So what we're going to do is we're going to put rent, okay, and water and sewage. Now our water and sewage also comes with our rent. We just like to separate it. I don't know. It's just what we do. So we're saying $772.50 because our rent is about 16 something. And I have to say something because the water sewage fluctuates, but we like to do 105 total with water and sewage, which is $52.50 when you divide it by 2. Okay. So when we do 772.50, this plus 52.50, that should be $825 plus 52.50, $825. Now that would equal $825 times 2 would mean that we're saving $16.50 for our rent. And sometimes it's $16.20, sometimes it's $16.30. It depends on what the water and sewage is. So we usually have a pretty decent amount of money that's racked up for our cushion, but in our bill checking account. Okay, so we did $825. So now we're going to say $4,847.23, and we're going to subtract 825. So now we have $4,022.23. That is what is remaining. Again, we are so grateful for that. My husband and I, we've been having this big conversation lately, just because we realize like there's so much job uncertainty. So many people are getting laid off, fired for whatever reason, right? Any reason under the sun. And we talk about gratitude a lot because we are grateful for what we have, but we also talk about options. What are our options? God forbid, if you don't know, last year in November, or was it November? It was October, because it was before our anniversary. So my husband was laid off, and we were fortunate enough to basically depend on my income, but that made us just a little weary. And so now, especially in the economical climate we're in now, we kind of have this conversation a lot just because we want to make sure we're prepared. Now, we don't want to be scared, but honestly, we want to be prepared. Okay, so now we're into our variable expenses, which these are things that's supposed to change, but we really don't change too much other than the food. We do fluctuate with the food. So we're going to do food, and food can be groceries, but it can also be eating out. And my husband and I, lately we have not been eating out. We have been workaholics between paper by mo for me and my full-time job. And then my husband, his full-time job, he works 50 hours a week. So we have been working. Okay. So food, his gas, my gas, these are for our cars. And then we have like fun, and usually fun for us is my husband, he gets his haircut. And then another thing with fun, like it'll be maybe like lunch and paying for our lunch while we're at work. I know that's not that fun, and we're trying to get it together. We have been trying to make a conscious effort of doing date nights again, being, without just staying home, because we'll sit home and we'll eat and we'll watch something. That's a date and that's a night. So you put it together, it's a date night. But we're just trying to make sure we are better, okay? Better stewards of our relationship and don't let life just pass us by. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're going to say $250. Then for our gas for each car, we're going to do $35. Just because the gas prices have went up, it's starting to go down a little bit, but it's not going down a lot. So we're still in the $3. Now our cars are smaller, so it shouldn't take as much gas, and we live, both of us, within a decent range of our workplace. Granted, we live in Maryland and every place has traffic. So maybe the miles isn't bad, but the traffic is always bad. So if the traffic is bad, then, we still got to sit in the car. Woo, Okay, so let's do some math. So we have 250 plus 35 plus 35, which is his gas and my gas. Then we're going to plus 100 for his fund and my fund. That's going to equal $420. This is pretty consistent, like I said, when it comes to us and our variable expenses. So we say 420. We're going to do $4,022.23 minus 420. All right. So now our total here is going to be 3,600. I think. Let me do it one more time. So $4,022.23. And we're going to subtract $420. That's going to be $3,602.23. Okay. I'm just doing it again because I clearly did bad math when my husband and I went over it. That seems to be a thing. I will say this. My husband and I, we go over our money and our numbers by ourselves, like combined outside of recording before I record it. But usually it's always a rush because we always have something to do, whether it's like go to sleep because we're tired, we got to work the next day. Whether it's, I need to hurry up and record a video, or whether we do it like right before work. We do that a couple times too. So I think I can tell we rush because sometimes the numbers do not number on the side before I'm actually recording. So that's something I'm also trying to work through. Just trying to have more time in the day and schedule ourselves accordingly, darling. Okay, so we said we have $3,602.23 left. And I think this might have just been my mistake because I wrote $3,620. So that's from my notes. So it is what it is. Okay, this number, we are grateful for this number. This number right here is what we're able to work with past our bills and our needs, past our four walls, right? So now we're able to eat, we're able to pay our gas, have a little fun, aka my husband gets his haircut, and we're able to pay our rent because now our rent is fully funded for October. And so now this is the number that we can do whatever with, aka save, invest, debt, right? This is our difference. This is our difference, right? And we are grateful for that because we know that sometimes not everybody has that difference. But when you do have that difference, this is where your goals come in line, right? This is your goals, what you want to do with your money. If your goal is to buy a house, we have a house fund. If your goal is to invest money in your IRA, we do that. All the different things. So now we're going to go from our variable expenses and we're going to go to our savings. Okay. Now this is also something that's going to come up in the quarter challenge just because your goals are important. I hate when people say, I want to be like this person and their budget. Because that person, maybe their budget isn't the same. Maybe they have a fur baby and you don't. Or maybe they have a actual child and you do not. Or maybe they have a house and you do not. So everybody's goal is different. Everybody's financial situation is different. And everybody's path to financial freedom is different. I always try to say that just because I do sometimes get a lot of comments where like, I wouldn't do this, I would do that. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing it. However, maybe what you would do is not what I would do. And that's okay. You do what you do and I do what I do. I share what I do. And I appreciate the opinions. And sometimes it is even great feedback, right? And I didn't think of something and I might even incorporate it, but sometimes it's not. We're just human and we're just figuring it out. We're just putting one step in front of the other. Okay, so when it comes to our savings box, like I said, my husband and I, we are saving for a house. And honestly, the closer we get to the 50,000, because that's the goal for 2025, the more we're thinking like, maybe we should just wait, because we still have our student loan debt. Also, these houses are freaking expensive to the point where we don't want to commit to that mortgage payment. And mind you, that mortgage payment is when you start off. Then you got a whole bunch of other fees and other things that come up with it. Like my husband and I were just talking. And that doesn't mean we're going to stop saving. It just means we're rethinking some things, our timeline. We're going to keep saving, okay? But our timeline, we're figuring it out. Because we just don't want to be caught up in a situation, you know? I hate that. And we have friends who own homes who are in a little situation, and I hate that for them. Okay, so these are all of our categories. So we have house, my husband's IRA, my IRA. We have our family fund, which is a new cash account that we both created to save for the family we're cultivating. Like my husband has his emergency fund, I have my emergency fund. They're both fully funded. We're not giving any more to those. But now we were just like, okay, so what if we do want a dog one day, or a cat, or a fish? Or what happens when we do expand our family? Like just putting a little bit of money to the side, but we're deciding to do it in cash. So this is a cash family fund. Maybe I should put a C in front of there. Cash family fund. Okay, and then we have our sinking funds. Holiday season is coming. That's another thing that's in the quarter challenge. We're going to be doing holiday seasons, because you know what? Holiday season is a lot of time when you get in big debt, and we don't want to get in debt. Okay, so if you do not know, when it comes to our house, we have been trying to put $1,000 aside every paycheck just to make sure we're consistent and we can beef this up. Now, when it comes to our IRAs, we're going to do $200 per person, because in August, we didn't give as much as we intended to, or we thought we were. A lot of other things came up, so we did sinking fund money that didn't even go into the pot, like the sinking fund pot. It just came in, bills came up, and we were like, you know what, sinking fund. Let's just we'll just take it from the sinking fund. That can be a song. Sinking fund. We just take it from the sinking fund. Okay, moving on. So our cash fund, our cash family fund, we're gonna go ahead and give $300. And then our sinking fund, how much are we giving? Okay, so we will do $700. Really? But again, we have Christmas coming up, Thanksgiving coming up. Our anniversary, our 2-year wedding anniversary, is in October. It's at the end of October. That's coming up. Also, because of Christmas and Thanksgiving, traveling is occurring. We are not traveling for both. We're only traveling for one. But one, we're going to host a little something for Thanksgiving. So we got to have money, because you got to have food. And in order to have food, you got to have money. Like, it's a whole thing. So here we are. So let's go ahead and do some math. So we have $1,000 for the house plus $400. That's his IRA plus my IRA. That's $1,400. And then we're going to plus $300. Okay, that's $1,700. And then we're going to plus $700. So that's $2,400. That is a great amount for savings, $2,400. So now we're going to do $3,602.23, and we're going to subtract $2,400. And so now we have $1,202.23. $1,202.23. And now we're going to cut it off or end in debt. So we do have some credit card statements coming up. I know we got to do better. What my husband and I used to do when we were in New Orleans was, we would take each other's credit card and hide it from the other person, because for whatever reason, it's just easy to just swipe that card. Maybe we need it, maybe we don't, but we just swipe it, and we got to do better. So what we're doing here is we're going to do $202.23. Okay. 202.23. Now this is, my husband and I are going to both split that. So it's going to be 101 go to his credit card, 101 go to my credit card. That's what we're going to do there. Now, this is our student loan extra payment. Again, we have already met our minimum payments, right? Mine was $197, his was $250, and then we gave his an extra $100, and we gave mine extra $293. And here we go, darling. So what we decided to do, it's not going to be a fair split. If you don't know, I owe a lot more on my student loans and my interest is higher than my husband's, but we all splitting it. Okay. So we have $1,202.23. So we're going to subtract 202.23. So now we have $1,000. And now we're just going to split it as, oh, somebody is cranking up their car. So now we're going to split it with 6 and 4. Okay. 6 and 4. So we're going to put 400 and then 600. In my notes, I do have 7 and 3, but I just was like, you know what? My husband, he needs a little bit more to his. So minus 4 and then minus 6. So then we would have $0 left. Okay, so this right here is actually going to be $1,202.23. And now we're going to get to what's going to be taken in cash. Let's do it like this, okay? So we're going to say, yep, cash. Okay, so what's going to be in cash is food, and then my husband's fund, and then my fund. Then we're also going to do our cash family fund, okay? So this should be $650, okay? Right? $650. So let's do 300 plus 250 plus 100, $650 worth of cash that we should be taking out. So I do have the cash, but I try to do it in short form film. So you guys, let me see. Here is the cash that we have. Now my husband has already went to grocery shopping a little bit, so it's not the whole $650. I'm not gonna cash stuff it with this video. Like I said, I try to do a short form film. So like a short, or what do you call it? A reel, a TikTok, whatever it's called. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is our last paycheck budget for the month of September. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.